Welcome back, everybody, to the Pound for Pound show for episode number 4. Woo! So I am Philip, as always, and joined are the other 3 members of the Horsemen, Ben, Russ, and Joe. Clearly, I'm the nature boy of this group, but that's a discussion for another day. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Had some fights last weekend, got some fights coming up this weekend. So many fights to talk about. Let's just get right to it. So we'll kick off with the main event of the UFC card from last week. RDA against Paul Felder. We'll let Russ start it off this week. Give us some thoughts on how you felt about that one and how it turned out.
I thought it was a great fight. I mean, I think it's a rare fight where both dudes gain stock. You know, they both. I think Felder will come off and get another main event or a co-main out of it. And RDA looked great. He's going to be back in the title picture. I thought the fight was super even, really. I mean, Felder landed good shots the whole way. He was in it the whole way, just couldn't stop from getting taken down. RDA was relentless. Thought it was a very good fight, very even. Scoring was right. I mean, except for the judge that went nuts with the 48-47 for Felder. That's insane. But I mean, it was probably a 5-round shutout, maybe 4-1, but every round, it wasn't like Felder was getting smashed. You know what I mean? He was in it the whole way. So it was a great fight. I love both those dudes.
Yeah, Felder was a live dog on 5 days' notice. That's impressive as hell. And
oh yeah,
RDA looked incredible. Got all the. I thought he won all 5 rounds. That judge that scored that is just that dude needs to be fired immediately, because if that would have cost someone the fight, that could have easily cost someone the fight. That guy just needs to be fired. But yeah, RDA, like you said, RDA is back in the title picture. Out of nowhere, really. No one really thought about RDA in the lightweight title picture, and now he's just launched himself back in there. He looked great. Felder will be back. He gave a good emotional post-fight speech. And it was a good fight, competitive, but RDA, for the most part, just kind of dominated him, but it's a good fight. Joe, what do you think?
I just give mad props to Felder for stepping up on 5 days' notice and coming out like that and not giving up at all, not backing down. He was in the whole fight, throwing. He looked great. He did, like Russ said, he didn't lose any stock. He only could gain fans from that, from going in there in 5 days' notice and being a gamer. But RDA looked great. And Felder, I mean, awesome stash, but couldn't get it done. But I give him mad props for that.
No, for sure. Yeah, he definitely represented himself well. I think Felder's at that point in his career where I think, kind of almost cowboy-like. It's just a point where fans just want to see him. They don't care where he's ranked. They don't care. I'm sure he wants to keep moving up, but, as long as we get Paul Felder in some competitive fights out there throwing down with people, I think there's always a market to have him on the show. So, yeah, he's super cool. And he's been getting tons of credit, but credit to RDA too for taking that fight. He was prepared for an entirely different fight. He could have John Jones it and bailed on that fight, no problem. But he stepped in there with
John Jones a verb.
Yeah. Well,
wow. You can verbalize John Jones in many ways. That's one of them.
Yes, you can.
They canceled the pay-per-view and he just bailed on a fight because he didn't want to fight somebody. And it was someone he would have massacred. It was silly for him to not take that fight, but he just was like, nope, I didn't have enough time to prepare, but RDA took the fight. So I guess my follow-up question is, you guys referenced he's back in that title picture. It's already pretty convoluted at 155 with 5 or 6 guys having a pretty legitimate claim to being the number 1 contender, and now you've got someone else in the mix. So where do you guys put RDA? Is he next in line? Is he still a fight away? Where do you guys got him?
I put him round number 10. Anywhere from 7 to 10. Those top 6 guys are. We made that clear on one of the other episodes. You got Dustin, Connor, Tony, Chandler, Gaethje, and Oliveira, top 6. You could put him anywhere 7 to 10, in my opinion. Russ?
I'd put him right there, in the mix with those top 6 dudes, really. I could see him fighting any of them. It's tough to predict what they're going to do with that division now that Khabib is, semi-retired. You know what I mean? When he was retired, we thought, Conor Poirier for the title was probably happening, or, like Phil said, the tournament would be amazing. But now you don't really know. You would think maybe RDA could get the winner of Conor Poirier, but if Khabib's going to come back, then obviously they'll go that way. I don't know what they're going to do with Tony and Chandler. Tony's calling out Chandler like crazy. So it's tough to say what they're going to do with him, but I want to see him against any of those top 5 or 6 dudes. He looks great.
Same.
Yeah, I thought he was fading a lot like his career, but it turns out he was just fighting the absolute best dudes. You know what I mean? So like he looked peak RDA really.
Yeah. And certainly in a weight class where he belongs. Like clearly he just wasn't big enough to compete at 170, especially with his style. You know, he's not going to muscle around a Covington or certainly a Kamaru Usman or something like that. Like he definitely belongs at 155.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Cool.
right.
Joe, any final thoughts on that?
I mean, that division's so stacked. Any of those guys are interchangeable for the most part. Like if he beats any of those guys, he'd be in the top 2 or 3. But he's got to beat one of those top guys for me to be in the top 5. Because that division is so stacked, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's got to get a fight against one of those 5 or 6 guys that Ben named. I can't see him fighting anyone lower than that. So I think they got to put him in there with one of those guys.
You know what I was thinking would be a good matchup? How about Dan Hooker?
Yeah, that'd be an awesome fight. Hooker
Dan
brings
Hooker's-
it against everybody.
Yeah, Dan Hooker's sweet. I would just like to see him against anybody. I just
Yeah.
don't know that if I'm RDA, I don't know how I would feel about that because I feel like, I don't know that that's necessarily a step in the right direction. I'm sure he feels like he belongs against one of those top guys, either the winner of Conor Poirier or Justin or something like that. I don't know.
Well, Hooker's ranked number 7 or so right now. So
Right.
Yeah, I do agree with Phil. He's gonna want a bigger name than that, you know. Like
that's true.
He's
And
the
it's a
former
real
champion.
dangerous fight. Like, who wants to fight Dan Hooker to be number 7? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
not a real comfortable number 7 to fight. Like, Dan Hooker is a tough mother effer. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess one more thing of just real quick to note from that card is Chaos Williams. That crazy knock. Anyone want to talk about that?
Oh my God! Dude.
Hell yeah.
I jumped up and I had my phone. I was about to dial 911 because I thought I'd just seen a murder in Las Vegas. I was about to have the Las Vegas Police Department. Jesus,
It was
man.
awesome for sure.
He murdered him.
Yeah. 2
What the
fights.
boys from Detroit do.
Yeah. 2 fights, 2 brutal knockouts. So looking forward to whoever they put him in there next. I'm looking forward to see how that goes. Maybe he can go 3 for 3 and put someone out in 30 seconds again.
And did
It
you guys
reminds
see?
me of a little bit of like your boy Houston Alexander, how he used to be. Just go in there and just thug people out and just annihilate them.
I love it. Those are like my favorite fighters. Just kill or be
Yeah.
killed, 2
Yep,
minutes.
exactly.
It's going to be over one way or the other quick.
And did you see him
Yeah, he's a bad
staring him
dude.
down beforehand? That was like weird. He didn't blink.
He did
Just
not look away.
laser
Yeah.
focus and crazy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Won the fight before the fight started.
that guy's one to watch for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
It was
so.
a great punch because it wasn't even like Razak had his hands down. You know what I mean? Like he had his hands up. He just split right down the
in
guard.
between.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It was wild.
4-ounce glove slipped right through there, man. Blasted.
Yeah.
then-
And it wasn't
He's a
like
killer.
some like crazy hook. It was a pretty short punch. So that dude's definitely got some power. So
Yeah, just right down the pipe.
Mhm.
It's amazing that you can have your guard up that well and still like eat a knockout shot like
be
that.
murdered.
Yeah. In boxing, that shot doesn't even touch him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was a clean shot. So, and one more fight we'll touch on real quick since we've been talking about 155. I know a couple of you guys, we're not going to mention any names, have been anti-Bellator, but Pitbull, considered by many to be one of the top 155ers in the world, getting another big win this weekend. I believe he's 23-2 now. So he's killer.
That was an impressive performance. Wasn't that a featherweight though?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but he is the lightweight champ, but he is one of the best fighters outside of the UFC. UFC
Right.
should snag that guy up sooner rather than later before his stock goes down.
Yeah, I mean, he's, people forget, Chandler's been getting a ton of hype. Like, he beat Chandler in a minute last time they fought. So,
That's wild.
Pitbull is definitely for real. So, they could get him in there in some marquee matchups pretty quick. He's been a monster.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
smash everyone at Bellator, but it's tough to gauge how good he is really until he gets in the UFC and fights like those monsters because
Right.
there's so much higher level competition in UFC in that division. It's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt at 155. So, I mean, obviously we're not talking about like heavyweight or anything here because Bellator is where it's at, but
You didn't have to clarify in that division. UFC is higher competition in every
Let's
division
not-
by far. It's not even.
let's not sleep on Meathead in the heavyweight division.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
let's just shut down that conversation by saying Bader was the champion of that division for like the last year.
Hey, we'll agree to disagree on this one.
But there was one good thing on Bellator. There was Aaron Pico dominating another. dude.
Pico.
Hell yeah. Pico,
Pico
baby.
He looked good. He looked good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's definitely a new fighter since he went to Jackson MMA. Like, even, he is a totally different guy, even in the interviews, the way he fights, everything he does. So, and he's still a young kid. So, as annoying as he was to tolerate at first, he definitely still has a future in the sports. We'll have to see what he does in his next couple fights. So once he starts moving up the rankings and fighting some stiffer competition.
Yep.
Yeah,
because they're still feeding him absolute bums. Like, he was like a minus 800 favorite. So, like, they're giving him the MVP treatment. We'll see when he faces a real tough dude. But
not to sidetrack, but like MVP is like, they've been giving him that treatment for like 7 years. Like, is he ever going to get serious? He had one fight against a name and he got brutalized.
Yeah. Bellator likes to do that crap.
Didn't he get the win against Paul Daly? That was something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something, but I agree with you.
Yeah, And again, not even being that disrespectful, Paul Daly, but isn't Paul Daly like a grandfather now? Like,
yeah,
he is. He's getting up there, I think.
Yeah, and it wasn't, and he wasn't even that impressive. I think he won like a boring decision against Paul Daly. So
yeah,
he didn't go out there and annihilate him by any stretch. So that's
they either give you bums or they give you dudes that are like in a division below you to fight, like they do with Musasi. Like, give him dudes at 170 to beat up on.
Mm-hmm.
Weak. I don't like how Bellator does that.
Yeah. They got to try to find some interesting matchups. So so it's tough. Well, we'll move on.
That's all the Bellator talk.
No, we'll maybe we'll start dedicating like one every 4 episodes. We'll have a whole episode dedicated to Bellator. There'll be no UFC talk. We'll just straight talk Bellator.
Never.
Give me like
Fit
a
in
5
every
minute
week.
episode then.
Like,
4 episodes in.
Like it. Yeah, we're getting it in there. We're going to get some Bellator talk one way or the other. So don't you guys worry about that. But we'll, against my better judgment, we'll move on from Bellator and we'll get to UFC 255, which is coming up this weekend. 2 title fights on this card. So, Joe, I'll let you start off talking about the first title fight. We got Figueiredo is fighting Alex Perez. Figueiredo has looked like a monster lately. What do you see, and how do you see that fight going down?
I see Figueiredo doing what he does and taking him out. That dude just looks scary for being as small as he is. He just looks like a mean dude, and he destroyed Benavidez. So, I mean, I thought Benavidez was going to die in that choke. So, I think Figueiredo will get the job done for sure.
Ben?
Yeah, I agree. Figueiredo, for sure. I think he's going to smash Perez. And Perez got knocked out by Joseph Benavidez not that long ago. So that tells you something. And Figgy dominated Joseph Benavidez twice. Finished him. Yeah, I think Figgy's just a way higher caliber athlete and fighter. So that's how I believe it'll go. He's going to knock him out probably. How about you,
Anything
Russ?
different, Russ?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about Perez. Like, I looked up his fight record to see like all his fights, and he has a lot of fights in the UFC, so he must just be like on like way undercards, and I wasn't noticing him. But he only has 1 loss in his last 12. He must be
Wow.
He must be very good, and it was only to Benavidez, who's we know is good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Figueroa looked like a destroyer. So I would think he's going to win, but I'm interested to see what Perez can do. I honestly am not very familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
But
So interesting question. If Figueiredo wins, as most people think he will, what's next? At that division, there's not a ton of, names at the top of the division for him to fight. What would you guys do with him after this fight?
Well, you do the Cody fight, right? Because that's who was originally scheduled to fight him, but Cody got COVID or injured or COVID
he
or
tore his
something.
bicep.
Oh yeah, he got injured. Well,
Tore his
if he's healing properly, then I say you do that Cody fight. That'd be an awesome fight.
Yeah, it would be a sweet fight.
Yeah, that was the fight that was like selling that card, and then like Cody went down and they replaced him with Perez. I honestly, when I was looking up his record, I thought he was going to be like have like 2 fights in the UFC. You know what I mean? I thought he came like from the Contender Series and was like new, but he's got like a bunch of fights in there.
He does look young, so it's surprising that he had that many fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how like he's flown this much under the radar, but he's got a title shot on Saturday. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, we'll see how
He
it goes.
certainly has a better chance than the other one, which we're going to get into now.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously next. Obviously, Jennifer Maya's got herself a title shot against debatably, and maybe not even debatably, the most dominant champion in UFC. Probably will be the champion in that division until she retires. They just take the belt home. She might take the belt and the division home when she retires. It may all go away. She just kind of owns it. So Valentina Shevchenko, if anyone is not aware of who we're talking about, I believe is a minus 1,400 going into this fight. So, but I was reading that Jennifer Maia was getting advice from Amanda Nunes, and she thinks that's going to be the difference maker. So what do you anybody think it's going to go any way but exactly how everyone expects it to go?
Nope.
Absolutely not. Shevchenko is the GOAT women's fighter outside of Nunes. She is the best. Like, she's only lost to Nunes in the last 10 years. That's it. Like, I mean, those 2 losses to Nunes, and that is it.
And it's debatable if she lost that second. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
so
very close.
So. And
she's fighting and Nunes is obviously bigger. So it's like,
right.
Yeah.
She did lose to Carmouche though, back in back in the day. It was a little while ago, but
that was 10 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
And wasn't it like some weird fluke loss?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought it was some weird weird ref stoppage or some weirdness happened.
Yeah, Shevchenko's unstoppable, and Maia is not that good. Like, she's alternated wins and losses mostly. Like, Calderwood should have had the shot, but she blew it by taking that fight, and now we got Maia in there.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. Shevchenko, I don't see her losing until she fights Nunes again. But yeah, that's
that's
it.
The only fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, anything could happen in fights usually, but I just feel like not in this one. Not anything can happen. Only Shevchenko can murder her. That's about the only thing.
Unless Shevchenko's hiding COVID or something, you know what I mean? Like,
I still think she wins.
Oh, yeah, I would take Shevchenko with COVID and AIDS and everything, every other disease. Like,
yeah, it's tough because again, like you said, the only fight that even has 1% appeal in that division was that Andrade fight, just because of her knockout power. It's like Joe was saying, anything can happen, but Shevchenko, I've never seen her get hit real clean. Even when she fought Nunes, she hardly got hit very clean. So she's pretty great at everything. She's probably better than Maia everywhere. I don't, like I said, she almost looks like she's trying things out in her last couple of fights. She's they're like sparring sessions for her.
Yeah.
She's that good.
She's kind of like the Habib of the women's division, where it's she's never even in danger. It's just when does she want to end it?
Her and Nunes, yeah, it's insane.
They're great.
Yeah, so that's you're probably right about that. So 2 other fights on that card that should be fun. We'll talk about the we always talk about Mike Perry. He's always entertaining to talk about. It's a bummer we're not getting the fight with him and Robbie Lawler, but it's going to be him and Tim Means. You guys have any? We'll start this off with Ben. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Mike Perry's a dangerous dude when he's in there, but he's always alternated wins and losses, him and Means actually. But it's good to see Perry's fighting a man this time and not his ex or something, you know what I mean? I guess UFC's just brushing that under the rug until the fight's over.
Allegedly, that's all alleged.
Allegedly, but also really.
Allegedly.
But also you could definitely see it happening.
Allegedly.
Yeah. He's a troublemaker, that guy. He's always in the news for the wrong reasons. And honestly, I hope he gets slept. But we'll see. He's a good fighter though. He's a good fighter. How about you guys?
I like Perry in that fight.
He definitely needs some psychiatric help for sure, but he's a fun fighter to watch. And Tim Means is also fun. He's scrappy and he's always in the fight, and he's just a gamer. So it should be definitely a fun fight. I'll take Perry too.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet on it because I think both dudes can win or lose at any time. They both never put on big winning streaks, but I like Perry. He's physically stronger than Means by a long shot, so I think he's just going to bully him in there.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see that. I know that I saw just a few days ago, Mike Perry was putting out these videos that he was going to have trouble making weight, stuffing burgers and stuff in his face.
Yeah, I did see
Rumor
that.
has it that he as of this past weekend, he was 25 pounds away from fight weight. So
yeah, he tweeted. He tweeted how am I going to do this or whatever. But here we go.
Who knows how much of it is just shenanigans though? So
it's true. Very true.
Could be him just trying to stir up some stuff. So I assume you wouldn't put out a video like that if you thought there was any chance you weren't going to make weight, because like if you sent that video out and then you miss weight, I see no scenario where you're not fired the next day.
Might just be mind games, you know?
Right. So,
Wonder who's going to be in his corner.
I hope it's Darren Till.
Oh
Yeah,
my God! If it's Till, it'll be the greatest thing ever.
That should be a reality show. It should just be Darren Till following Mike Perry around, trolling him at all times.
God, so funny.
He's probably already walking on like thin ice with UFC. He probably should not miss weight. So I hope he makes it.
Oh, he's
They're
got to
just-
be gone. He's
Yeah.
got to be gone if he does. So, you can't tweet out videos of like jamming a piece of pizza in your mouth being like, I don't know if I'm going to make weight. And then you actually don't make weight.
Oh God, please let it just be a joke.
That'd be rough.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure that even he's not that ridiculous. So, and then you got to talk about legends. We got Shogun fighting this weekend as well. Always exciting, no matter what. It's fighting Paul Craig. So, Russ, we'll start off with you. How do you feel about this one?
It's a tough fight to call. Shogun's taken a ton of damage in his career. He doesn't look like the Shogun of old. I think it's going to be a good fight. The first one was pretty sloppy. It was like a year ago. They fought to a draw. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I think Paul Craig's going to beat him, to be honest. Like I don't like to say that, but I'm not. I'm gonna bet it, and I'm not gonna go with my heart. I love Shogun. He's one of my favorites, but he's taken a lot of damage. He's like 38 years old. He doesn't look like the Shogun of old. I think Paul Craig beats him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Russ. Paul Craig's more fresher in the prime of his career. Shogun's a bit past his prime. Let's be honest here. He's still a legend, but I'm gonna go pick with my heart on this one, and I'm going with Shogun by KO, baby boy. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I'm definitely taking Shogun too. Always take Shogun, no matter what. I pick him even when I know for sure he's gonna lose. I still pick him and waste money. So just because I love him.
Yes.
This segment is a perfect snapshot in time of why Russ is in charge of the betting segment of the show.
There it is. Exactly.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites of all time, and I'm betting against him just because, like, I've watched his career kind of deteriorate a little bit. Like
Right.
his last fight against Little Nog, like, that's another dude that's like at that level of like old and broken down. So he's gonna win that one. But
Did you not learn anything in last week's card? Once you hit 40, you're just getting started.
Yeah.
There might be something to it. Maybe it's another old dude renaissance this weekend. You never know.
Let's hope.
Yeah, but those guys are fresher than Shogun. Shogun's like in fight years, he's like 70.
So.
Yeah,
Dude is.
I don't know.
He's been in
if
some
Wilbur's
wars.
Too fresh.
Well, that's a great time. This is the perfect time to segue right into Russ's bets for the week. So, Russ, what picks do you got for us this week? I'm sure
All
Jennifer
right.
Maya's on the list.
No, I can't. You want to
Oh,
bet
wow.
on Shevchenko, obviously, because it's like kind of free money, but at minus 1350, that's just insane. Like, you can't take those odds. What if, like, she like trips, like running at her or something,
Yeah.
like breaks her ankle? Like, it's just too crazy of a line.
Bet your house to win a PS5.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going with Craig at minus 180. He's younger and fresher. I think that's a pretty decent line on him to beat Shogun. And then I like Jordan Wright at plus 210 against Buckley. I think Buckley is like, he has that like big fade line because of that knockout last fight. I don't think he's quite as sweet as like they're giving him credit for. And this Jordan Wright dude is 11-0, making his UFC debut. So I think he should do pretty well. And then also I like Jared Gooden against Alan Jouban. Jared Gooden is plus 115 against Jouban, who's minus 140. And Gooden's on a 3-fight win streak, and Jouban is just not that good. So
those are your 3 picks. You got 3 this week.
Yep. That's
Last-
the 3. Yeah, I
last
can't
week
go
you
any.
Last week you went 2 for 3.
2 for 3, and I won the big bet with the Murata against Marca, and it was like easy money. She was never in a bit of danger.
Yep.
Miranda has nothing to like win a fight. You know what I mean? She just like exists in there. And then the Chaos was almost like a plus 200 underdog, and he finished it in 2 seconds. So those were good bets. And then
Good bets.
Felder, we tried it. It didn't happen, but
Yeah.
still a winning week.
It was a good fight, though.
That was
Close
like the
fight.
long shot bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I try to like mix in underdogs and favorites. I don't want to just go all favorites. Like I could go 3-0 every week if I'm picking Shevchenko, Davison. You know what I mean? Like the crazy lines, but like trying to like actually give like realistic picks. You know?
Right. Yeah, you don't have to be exactly a Renaissance man to tell people that Shevchenko is going to win that fight, but that's probably betting advice because, like you said, you have to bet your house to win $20. So
yeah, if we're not factoring in lines and crap, we're just looking to like pad the record of wins and losses. I'll be like, oh, Shevchenko, there you go. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But you know,
we're looking to profit here, huh?
People,
exactly.
listen to Russ, make some money this week. Those are the bets. So
yeah, I mean, Chaos was almost a 2-1 underdog, and he ended in a second. That was like my favorite bet of the weekend, probably.
That was wild.
It is nice when it goes that way. You feel like a genius when you make those picks. So
yeah. As soon as he landed that shot, I'm like, nice pick, Russ. Nice pick on that murder.
Yeah, cashed on that a little bit. Had a good Saturday. Sunday went a little south because
there you go.
Lamar Jackson can't throw a football.
Well, it is what it is. So it happens. So cool. Well, we'll get into our hot topics of the week. We got a kind of an interesting one this week. We're going to check out the unboxing of the new PS5 because we're a bunch of nerds on this show as well. Maybe we'll have a spin-off of this show where we talk about video games. But in the meantime, we'll just jam them into this show now and again. But we'll cut to that and show Russ busting out his PS5 and get a first look at that if you were considering picking one up and haven't yet. So.
Nice little power cord here. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that boy. That sucker is sweet. That's a nice looking controller. I'll stop and bark. I guess that's like some sort of a stand. Look at this beast. Oh wow. That sucker's awesome.
Cool. Hot topic number 2 of the week, guys. Let's for our boxing fans out there, Terrence Crawford continues to cement his place as possibly the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world as he put an absolute destruction on Kell Brook. Did anybody get a chance to see that, and thoughts on Terrence Crawford and his level of domination at this point?
Russ, I did not see
Incredible.
that, Joe.
Yeah, I was watching it. I mean, it was great. He's amazing. I think you got to make that fight against Spence. I don't like that he keeps calling out Pacquiao. I don't want that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Manny's my favorite boxer on the planet. I do not want to see that at all. Like Terrence is just too young and too violent right now. Like that's bad. It's got to be Spence next. And
I want to see how Spence looks after that bad car accident. Like I'm concerned that I want to see him before they.
That dude's an idiot.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan. I really enjoy watching his fights, but that was crazy. He's lucky he lived through that. So, if anybody didn't see it, he wrecked a sports car going like 100 miles an hour and hurt himself real bad. So
drunk driving
coming up. Like he's got a fight coming up. So I want to see how he looks. If he looks great in that fight, then I think him and Terrence Crawford is the best fight you can make in all of boxing right now. 2 of the absolute best fighters in the world.
For sure. He's fighting Danny Garcia December 5th. Yeah. That's an awesome fight. Danny Garcia brings it against everybody. I love that.
I agree. I love Danny Garcia. But yeah, because he fought Mikey Garcia not too long ago, and I thought that was going to be, and Spence absolutely took him to school.
Annihilated him.
Yeah, but then he couldn't win a fight against a sports car. So, then obviously that was bad news. So, but yeah, if he looks great in this fight, then yeah, I can't see any well, it's boxing, so I can see a ton of scenarios, but there's no scenario where him and Crawford shouldn't be the next big fight.
That's the fight. Also, I paid Terrence's mom to wear a mask with our pound for pound logo on there. So if you could just clip her in there, showing her promoting us on ESPN. I don't know how that didn't get us above 25 subscribers, but
that's a strange person to contact and pay for a logo. But
that is.
Yeah, it didn't cost much.
Yeah. Good. He spent some of those gambling winnings on that, so it's good. It's good way to spend some money. So cool. what else, guys? Anything else you guys want to touch on real quick?
No, I don't have anything new to report this week. The AC/DC album is amazing. Have you listened to that thing?
It is great.
Yeah, it's so good. It's their best one in a long time.
Mm.
It's actually like a lot of like songs that are hits, not just like, I mean, all AC/DC albums are solid, but like this one actually sounds like it has like classic AC/DC songs on it that they can mix into shows.
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to some of it. It's just solid. And then that Machine Head song too is pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Always.
Yeah.
You said AC/DC is going to mix those into shows as if they're going to be playing shows anytime and ever.
Oh, I'm gonna go to Florida and start going to concerts here in like a week. I'm not staying in Michigan much longer. I can't take this crap.
Well, you let me know how that goes. So
Hey, also, I'm sorry. Is that right?
I'm just gonna say, like, you guys will find me at comedy shows and concerts here real soon. I'll be dropping in a couple wrestling shows.
Well, yeah, then good luck surviving. Yeah. You know,
and then and then hopefully you got Skype on your phone and you can just dial right in from your hospital bed.
There you go. Boom.
I'll dial in from live shows.
There you go.
Hey, also, I want to mention a movie that I watched last night, Love and Monsters. You guys heard of that?
Yeah, I heard of it.
It's a good one. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. Like Transformers meets Zombieland or something like that. It's cool. It's about like an asteroid hits Earth, and like they fire these missiles to destroy the asteroid, and I think that's how it goes. And then all the stuff, all like the fuel and stuff, toxins create these monsters on Earth. And this kid he's in the bunker for 7 years with this group, and he realizes that his girlfriend is alive like 90 miles away. So he goes on the surface and goes to find her. It's pretty cool. Got some cool monsters and stuff. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, might check it out.
Yeah.
I watched Home Alone 2 last night. Lost in New York.
Is that brand new?
Yeah, pretty fresh.
You just wanted to see Trump?
Yeah, Trump's in that one, isn't he?
No, I wanted to see Marv take 4 bricks to the head.
Yeah. That was
Always
incredible.
good. Always good. I'd like
We're
to see
talking
Trump
about
take
Home
4
Alone
bricks to
too.
the head.
Gotta dial this back in here. So
Yeah.
trailed
Hey,
off.
we're talking about what we watched last night. I watched Lost in New York, you know?
We're recommending new films people may have not seen. We're not assuming that anyone hasn't seen Home Alone.
I forgot to say, spoiler alert, he does take 4 bricks to the head.
Yeah. You blew
I
it
think there's
already.
like a spoiler like window. If you haven't seen it in 30 years it's been out, you're allowed to throw out spoilers. So
Somebody will complain about the spoiler for sure.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, well, someone's got to watch the show for people to complain about spoilers.
Exactly.
So,
One of our 25 will complain.
we'll see. We'll be wide. Ben, check out the comments and let us know if anybody.
I will.
comments on that. So cool, good stuff. Well, speaking of that, let's probably 3 of our 25 subscribers. Let's cut to them and get their thoughts on some picks for the fights. Our filthy casual friends. Let's go and check them out, Ben.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Quick Who Wins, you filthy casual. By now, you should know the premise of this segment. This week, we have on my nephew Hank, our cousin's son Barrett, and my friend Michelle's son Eli. Check it out.
The woman who has all of her hair down, I think, is going to win because she seems way bigger than the other girl, so it would be easier for her to win. I think the guy with the blonde hair is going to win because it looks like he already has the UFC champion belt.
And the mud.
Yeah.
Piggy.
Perez. Perez?
Cool. All right, guys. Well, let's touch on any last topics, then we'll wrap this show up. So, Joe, you first.
Just wanted to give a shout out to our friend Dave, who just had a new son, Emmerich. Congrats, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Congrats, Dave.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations,
He's
Dave.
starting quite the family over there. So it'd be a
Hopefully he doesn't get your looks, Dave. Hopefully he gets Heather's, but that's
Nailed it.
he'll be a Spartan for life, no doubt. So
for sure.
cool. Russ, Ben, anything else you guys wanted to get into?
No, I just want people to like and subscribe because I'm not doing this for 25 subscribers. I want at least 30 next week. This is nonsense. If
Exactly. That would be nice. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But
we
We're
don't
gonna
pick up
keep-
5 more this week.
We're gonna keep going. Whether if we get 1 view or a million, we're keeping going. We don't give a crap.
You guys are probably alienating.
This is a big pay-per-view card. We're gonna pick up some steam this week. I can feel it.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it.
Maybe we'll see how it goes. Well, thank you, gentlemen, as always, for your expertise. Hopefully, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope Russ made you guys some money. And we'll talk to you guys next week when we recap this card. So,
all right.
We'll
thank you
guys. Have a
guys.
good one.
Thank you. See you next
Yeah.
week.
Gang, gang.